Welcome back. Let's now bring you updates from the big encounter between India and South Africa underway at the Vidarbha Cricket Association Stadium in Nagpur. Unlike India, the Proteas have made quite a start to their innings. Graeme Smith and Hashim Amla opened the innings for South Africa. Smith looked quite comfortable against the Indian bowling lineup before he was dismissed by his nemesis Zaheer Khan. Smith departed after scoring 16 runs. The Proteas are chasing the target of 297 runs and their score now stands at 90 for 1. Meanwhile, from an exuberant top-order performance to a literal nervous breakdown after Mokel picked Sachin's wicket for 111, all was lost for India as they fell ridiculously short of 300 with 9 wickets down for 29 runs. Take a look at how India choked in their first innings versus South Africa.
It was yet another first ball 4 from Sehwag off Stain gun as India got off to a firing start. Sehwag wasn't going to fall short of his half-century, nabbing it off just 43 balls, smashed off Peterson for a 4. Bad luck for part-timer Peterson, delivering yet again to hand over another 50, this time to Sachin. All off 44 balls. Stain gun tried hard to revive his rivalry with Sachin, instead watched the Master Blaster unleash a powerful hook, perfectly timed over the boundary in the 9th over. India rose to the occasion by nailing 100 runs all within just 10 overs. Dale Steyn and supporting pacer Morne Morkel conceding 12 fours in 7 overs. And finally, that opening explosive 142-run stand partnership was broken. It wasn't Dale Steyn who knocked the bails off Sehwag, but part-timer Faf du Plessis in the 17th over. Some relief for South Africa, but 150 wasn't too far ahead for India as the part-timers Botha and Robin Peterson struggled to restrict the likes of Sachin and Gambhir. Over to the pace attack, and even the world's best fast bowler couldn't crack his whip on Sachin as he gave India 200 runs off 30 overs, overtaking Strauss to become the second highest scorer in this World Cup. 2 consecutive fours off Dumini from Gambhir, and the master blasts his way to his second century at this World Cup, a career best 99 knock, and a first ever in Nagpur. Junior Bachchan applauds, thrilled as ever. A ball later and Gambhir bags his half-century, leaving Mokel distraught. Mokel finally did something right, breaking down a 125-run partnership. Sachin dismissed for 111. That's when the crumbling began. Gambhir fell a prey to a bullet from Stain gun.
And this could be out. Taken. Didn't get himself into...
Smith, a very lucky man, pocketing Pathan out for a duck. The batting power play worked against the Indian batsmen. Disaster struck as the earth crumbled below Yuvraj and Virat Kohli, swallowed whole by Kallis and Peterson.
Fully batted normally. There we go, another one down. Peterson this time.
Captain Cool completely helpless as Harbhajan, Munaf Patel and Ashish Nehra all swatted like flies. A result of just 296 all-out from a middle-order collapse, leaving you wondering who the chokers really are. In Chennai, Natasha for Ndtv-Hindu.
South Africa still got to get 298 to win.
Well, we'll obviously have to move on to the South African innings as they've come to the crease. Natasha Dareswamy now joins us from our newsroom. A lot of hope really pinned on the Indian bowlers at this point. How are the South African innings really shaping up as we speak?
Well, Evelyn, it's starting off quite solid really for South Africa with only their skipper unfortunately being knocked out by Zaheer Khan. Of course, that rivalry coming back and being revived as always. They've always been rivals, and finally Zach taking his wicket. So it seems that South Africa are stable at this point. They're about 90 runs right now for the loss of only 1 wicket, which is Graeme Smith. So it is an unpredictable game. We started off saying that it is the battle of equals, you know, between of course South Africa and India, because we're well-rounded, but at the same time we were saying that of course the bowling for India is a bit unsteady, not really pulling through for the side in terms of taking those wickets and restricting those runs. But right now, if at all, of course, we can hope for the Indian bowlers to restrict those runs and be apt and, of course, consistent in terms of at the boundaries of, and also in terms of the bowling power play. Unlike the batting power play, which really worked against the Indian batsmen, we'll definitely hope to see better light really for the Indian side towards the end of this innings.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Natasha, for joining us with your inputs there. We'll obviously keep tracking that match very closely right here on Ndtv-Hindu. Now, just in case you missed the Master Blaster smash away his 48th ODI 100, which is also his 6th in the World Cup series, we've got it all here. Here's a look at the jhatkas that contribute to Sachin's mountain 111 runs today.
The Master Blaster has done it yet again. One more century and all records stumble.
51 in test matches, 48 in one-day internationals. His 6th.
This is the Master Blaster's 99th international century. It is his 6th in a World Cup and 2nd in this edition alone. With this 100, Sachin has gone one up over Gary Kirsten, Saurav Ganguly and Ricky Ponting, and now holds the record of scoring maximum number of centuries in a World Cup. But that's not all. Besides becoming the first player to score 2,000 runs in a World Cup, Sachin also amassed 2,000 ODI runs against the Proteas. This is also the first time he has scored a century in Nagpur. Bureau Report, Ndtv-Hindu.
And with that, we wrap this bulletin. But time now to get your dosage from the world of entertainment. The Big Pick is coming up next.